I'm supposed to hit okay.
Here we go. We are live on Facebook with Miss Elysia. She is amazing. Welcome to our live. We're so happy for you. Elysia, thank you so much for being here. You are amazing. I just want to say for every comment, every heart, every love, Elysia is going to get $1 towards her favorite place. She has not decided yet what that is, but she's going to get $1 for it. So,
Oh gosh.
you know me, I am Coach Nirit, the creator of the Midlife Makeover Program. So let us know if you're here live on the replay. And we just want to reward you for all your hard work, for being such an amazing leader. Okay, enough of me. Elisa, tell us who you are, what you do, where you're from, everything.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, like you said, I'm Elysia. Who am I? Well, I am the daughter of immigrants, and I like to say that. My parents have both passed, but I come from a really great family, and like with chutzpah and all sorts of stuff. And so I'm married to a fabulous man named Brian. I have the best kid named Mateo. Oh, I love him dearly. And I have a stepson, Jeff, and we all live together. We live together through COVID. And I'm also a therapist. I'm a psychotherapist, and I love I mean, if anyone knows me, they know that's kind of my personality, but I am really, really blessed to be in private practice. I'm my own boss, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love working with people on their journeys. It's a big part of who I am. So that's me in a nutshell, I think.
You are perfect, and I love that. Tell us your biggest win since you started this program, your biggest wins, everything.
Gosh, it's hard. One so the obvious big win for me is having lost over 35 pounds. And I will say that I start when I started with you guys, I was already lower than my highest weight. And I was able to keep I had lost a lot and then gained most of it back. I was able to keep some of it off. So the scale win has been great, over 35 pounds. But I have to remind myself that's not really the biggest win because I've been there before. I've lost a ton of weight before. But I've gained it back, and I've gained it back a lot, and I've gained it back and then some. And so for me, I mean, a big part of what we do in your program is so much about mindset. And I think that for me has been the biggest win. And it's a challenge all the time, but I'm constantly reminded by you and Sarah, like progress over perfection, things like that. And so I think for me, the mindset, I'm looking at challenging the things that got me here and realizing that my mind has been changing over these months that I've been working with you guys and with the incredible community. And so changing my mindset and getting to a healthier mindset, it's a work in progress, but that's one of my biggest wins, I think. And also the fact that my underwear is smaller, and I've had to buy smaller underwear and smaller jeans and things like that. And also feeling much more energetic. I was talking to my son last night, and I'm like, I think we'd agree that I'm a lot more active than when I started. And he goes, "Are you
Oh,
kidding? Yes, you are." So all of those are huge wins for me.
yeah, I love that you mentioned your son because I love all the photos that you share of you doing things with him
Yeah.
actively.
Yeah.
That is huge. Let's kind of go back to the beginning. What were you afraid of? Because I know there was a lot of fear and skepticism before you started. And share with us your doubts before you started the program.
It really was fear, wasn't it? I mean, I remember getting on a call with you, and there was so much fear. I think I was scared of jumping on another program, losing a bunch of weight because I know how to lose weight. I'm good at it, right? Losing a bunch of weight and then turning around and gaining it all back. I also knew that I had and have a lot of inertia, and I was scared about you or anybody making me move my body. I'm like, I like being on the couch. So if you're going to make me do a bunch of shit, excuse me, if you're going to make me do a bunch of stuff, um, I didn't want to. I didn't want to move my body and I didn't want to feel uncomfortable. And I guess I just didn't want to face all the things that I knew I needed to face, but yet I wanted to because I wanted it to be different. But yes, lots of fear. Fear of failure, fear of a fear that I don't think we've talked about is just the fear of jumping on the bandwagon and getting with a bunch I was really worried about getting with a bunch of people who were interested in losing weight because I have learned a lot of really unhealthy stuff around losing weight. So a big part of my fear was terror that I was going to be around a lot of people that looked at it in an unhealthy way, and that I was going to have to find a way to block that out, right? Like people getting really obsessed about, in my mind, like calorie counting and, oh, I'm being so bad because I'm having a hamburger. And I thought, I just can't. It's really unhealthy for me. I mean, diets have really messed up my relationship with food. So
Yeah.
that was probably my biggest fear is how do I protect myself from really messing up my thinking around food and myself? How do I keep from messing it up? Like, how do I protect myself from that, if that makes sense?
It totally makes sense. And protecting yourself and protecting your relationship with food and aiding in that along with your body is so important. So, how has this experience helped you with those original fears and uncertainties?
Great question. Well, even before I got on the phone with you, um, I was seeing some of your ads and your posts and you and I have talked about this. Like, so you used to have the word like bikini boss in the
Mhm.
title. And that made me feel like fad. It's not who I am, right? Right. But yet, when I would see things you and Sarah would post, I'm like, oh my God, that sounds like such a healthy perspective. What the hell? Like, that really confused me. And I'm
Mhm.
like, I like what they're saying. Um, so I'm sorry, what was your question? Um,
We were talking about how like you were like afraid that this was gonna be like, another and it would be you wouldn't be able to protect yourself from food
yes,
and
yes. So when you and I got on the call and we talked about what I want out of my life, that really brought it home for me because again, it was not about, oh, I want to be skinny. Oh, I want to be this size. It was really like, I want to live an active lifestyle and do the fun things as long as I can with my family. I love my family. I love my friends. And I want to be around and to be able to do all those things. And I don't want to be worried about, ooh, can I do that? Can I walk that far? Can I hike that? Ooh, like all of those things that used to get me really nervous around, wow, that sounds really fun, but I don't think I can do it, or I can't put myself out there in that way. So, anyway, just talking about what I wanted out of life and realizing that for me, and I think you put that in the post earlier, it was really now or never. As you mentioned, I had ovarian cancer when I was quite young. I think I was in my 30s. And then the whole time I was living my life and I wasn't getting healthy, I remember thinking, you are really squandering, like you got a second chance and you're really squandering it. So I had a lot of guilt around that. And then I got diagnosed with breast cancer. And it was like, oh shit, excuse me again. I know you don't care. I don't know
not a
who's
person
watching. So
police.
I'm like, I hope nobody in Catholic school is watching right now. Anyway, so so when you're faced with cancer, you're faced with your mortality. And I already had gone through that one time before. And I was realizing like I kept living my life as someday I want to be healthier. I want to be active. And then when you and I were talking, I'm like, when someday? Like, it's now or never, sister. Like, I didn't want to wait 10 more years and then be less mobile and somehow try to move my body more. Like, I knew that if I want to be mobile and spry and active and healthy and feeling good and having energy, that I needed to do it right away. Like, I was so tired of waiting. And by the way, that was another thing. I had zero energy. I was literally saying to you, all I want to do is sit on the couch. And I wanted energy in my life. And so that was a big part of it. Anyway, I hope that answers your question.
It answers it because, your mindset has changed so much when you're talking about, a lot of, so a lot of other people in our program. So your program is individualized, but we do have a group component, and you were so afraid other people were going to be obsessive. So, and now you're such a leader in our group. What changed from your mindset perspective while you're in this program? Like you talk about past experiences that you've
Yeah,
had
yeah,
when you have lost weight, but
yeah.
what's the difference here?
Oh my God. Well, I just love that you and Sarah are so freaking real, right? Like, no, no,
Well, that's
I
true.
freaking love that. I mean, for those of you who are wondering about Nirit, she does not believe in TMI, so she is a total stitch and a half, cracks me up all the time. But I love that you guys are real and you're like, life is busy and life is crazy, and we all have our things, right? So, um, so one of my issues, whether anyone else is doing it or not, is I don't like feeling restricted and I really bust out against it. And I remember even sharing that with you, and you guys were like, yeah, we're not about restriction. And there are times when I was restricting myself, and you're like, "What are you doing?" And you would sort of yell at me, and half the time you're telling me to eat more food because I'm realizing I'm like holding on like this. So one of the things that I loved right away was you offer like a sheet of paper at the beginning, which is like, hey, some things to have in your pantry. So I'm like, okay, here we go. It's going to be the tuna and water, and it's going to be this. That. One of the things you have on there is a can of whipped cream. And I was like, oh my God, what? And like the fact that like that really illustrates my point is you love your food. And the thing is like that you say that to a compulsive eater and I'm like, oh, I can breathe now because I went out, I got myself a can of whipped cream. And I like because because again, that bad foods, right? And you guys teach us there are no bad foods. And I love that because I did not want to be in a community where I and other people were like, oh, I'm so bad. I had some chocolate cake today, right? And when we do it, you're like, yay, get the chocolate cake. Like you celebrate that because it's not realistic. If you tell me I don't get to eat chocolate cake, then I'm going to be like, first of all, I'm going to eat it all and I'm going to be like, up yours, and this is not sustainable, right? So, gosh, there's so much I could say about that, but that helped my mindset. You guys talk all the time about progress over perfection. And I realized that I can be really a perfectionist, big surprise to all my friends out there. Um, and so for me, like if the scale doesn't go down to the degree that I want it to, like, yeah, come on, 6 pounds, let's do it, whatever. If it doesn't go down or if I gain or whatever, there's this immediate voice in my head that's like, you're screwing up, you're doing it wrong, you're so bad at this, blah, blah, blah. And you guys have really taught me to pay more and more attention to that and realize that even if the scale goes up, like I had a crumble cookie incident, you remember, I'm saying
Mhm.
crumble cookie singular as if that's all I did. I had a
Yeah.
crumble cookies incident. And I went online to our group and like, okay, I have a confession to make. And you all were amazing. And it was like, there's nothing to confess. You're not a bad human being. Like everybody has a crumble cookie incident. I'm like, oh my God, I
We
love.
call that a snack accident.
I know it's an accident, right? But I just love that. So when I get in that all or nothing thinking, which you guys remind me all the time, I need to go, wait a minute. One thing may be doing this, but hello, like I there was nothing here. Now I go like that and I actually see muscle, right? I have to remind myself. Anyway, sorry. I get so excited about this. I can't stop talking about it. I just realized that there's so many gains, so many things I've gained. The fact that I do a strength workout 3 times a week, like who the hell, ask any of my friends, who the hell would believe that I'm doing that and that I move my body every day? And every day when I get up, I'm like, oh, when am I going to move my body today? That is not the gal that talked to you a few months ago, like last year, less than a year ago. That's just not who I was. So I'm realizing there's so many great things, so much great progress and growth, and I'm still growing. I'm still growing, but I'm reminded every day that I I don't know, I was here, now I'm here. Weight wise, I was here and now I'm here. Anyway, it's just lots of wins, lots of good mindset stuff.
I love that you are reflecting. And what I love about this is your knowledge of how to eat and the not shame about whatever it is that you're eating, right? Because I remember so much shame when, and not this isn't just you, it's like when people are heavier, there's so much shame, and now they're, continuing to lose weight in the way that they're supposed to, right? Eating the
Yeah,
foods they love while fueling their body, while consistently moving and
yeah,
feeling good. So,
yeah.
um, what would you say to someone who was like thinking about maybe possibly doing our program? They followed us for a very, very long time or just started following us, but they haven't pulled the trigger yet. What would you say to them? And they're just kind of afraid, like, will this work for me? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm special, maybe it's just not gonna work. What would you say to them?
Wow, it's a great question. Um, Number one, I'd say to talk to you about it.
Mhm.
Um, and admittedly, I didn't want to talk to you because I knew we'd talk about money. But the thing is, I would say talk to you. I would also encourage whoever is maybe in that boat to think about what do you want your life to look like? What do you want it to look like? Because until you had asked me that, I hadn't really thought about it. And when I started to think about it, I went, and what would I do for that? Like, what is that worth to me? And sorry, I'm feeling a little choked up about that because I love time with family and friends. I quit my job so that I could have more time with family and friends. And so for me, when I was talking to you about what do I want my life to look like, and what do I want it to feel like? What do I want to feel like on a daily basis? That's when I was like, holy moly, that is actually the most important thing because then I'm also a better friend, a better mother, a better wife, a better person if I'm healthy, right? And so I would recommend anyone just think about what do you want out of your life and then talk to Nirit about it because I honestly didn't realize you and Sarah existed. This program I thought was just another program. Jump on the bandwagon, diet, 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 da 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 da, and restrict, restrict, restrict. I had no idea until I joined that it's not about restriction. It's so much more about mindset and knowing what to do, which I know how to lose weight, but I'm doing it in a way now that is very different. I mean, I just had this huge bagel and two fried eggs, and I sauteed some tomatoes, and it was delicious. And I'm like, oh my God, I would never have done that had I not been talking to you guys. So I don't know. I get choked up because I feel like you guys have the magic sauce, but yet it's not mysterious. It's real, it's every day, and it's a bunch of women supporting each other. And when we have wins and when we have losses, there's still wins. And boy, I'm not articulating it well, but this is real. Here, this is real life. This is real life. If I were on, I've been on Weight Watchers, I've been on Noom, I've been all the things, I've been on all of it, low carb, whatever. Um, and I can lose weight with the best of them. But there was always a point in time where I went apeshit and went, oh my God, I can't do it anymore. And then just started like, I don't ever feel that way. And I haven't in what, 10 months or whatever I've been on it. There's no quitting. This is my life now. This is my life. And I really love it. And I know that my life involves cheesecake sometimes. And I also know my life involves spending time with friends and moving my body and going on hikes and doing the things that I love to do. That's what I wanted my life to be, and I'm already doing it. And I love that. So I think if anyone's considering even wondering, just talk to Narit because you'll get a glimpse of it and then make the decision for you. But best investment I've ever made. And I'm so, so, so thankful because here I am less than a year later and my life is so different in the most beautiful of ways.
I have no words for that. I'm so happy for you, Elysia. And also, I'm thank you so much for inspiring and empowering other people with how you've changed your life. Honestly, that's what Sarah and I want for everyone is like not another program, not another diet, not another workout plan, just looking as at your life as a whole and seeing what works for you, right? What works
Mhm.
for you to make it a
Yeah,
part of your life, not
yeah,
saying, okay, here's what you need to do. Like,
yeah.
so, if you're, and I'm thinking about you on your vacation and how you shared, yourself moving in your bathing suit and not, holding a drink, not being, but seriously, not being like restricted. So
Mhm.
if anyone is watching and, you are wanting to, really just learn what to do without restriction, feel confident in your bathing suit this summer and beyond, right? Not just this summer, right? With eating the foods you love, 3 workouts a week as part of your life. You sending us a message and communicating is not committing, right?
Right,
So it's
right.
just saying, hey, I want to learn more. So you can message me, Elysia. Elysia, so I'll know you watched that, or just leave a comment here for Elysia, like, way to go, you did awesome, because she is just amazing. And for every comment that she gets, she does get $1 to her favorite store. And we want to get at least 100 comments here for her.
Oh my God.
Elysia, thank you so much for sharing. We love you so much. You're such a leader in our community and just in all your communities. And I really appreciate you coming out today.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're awesome. Have a great day.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye, honey.
Bye.